Hey guys, I'm Jason Grubb, and in this video, I'm going to talk about the disparity in prize money between elite CrossFit athletes under the age of 35 and those over the age of 35, known as Masters athletes. As a Masters athlete and three-time CrossFit Games Champion, I've dedicated a ton of my time and energy towards this sport, and I've come to realize that most of you don't know the difference in the prize money between the elite athletes and the Masters athletes. So let's jump into it. I qualified for the CrossFit Games in 2018, so I thought I would start there. The elite individuals, ages 18 to 35, first prize took home $300,000. Second was $100,000. Third, $75,000. For elite Masters athletes and teenagers, so these are 14, 15, 16, 17, anyone over the age of 40, $10,000 for first place, $5,000 for second, $3,000 for third place. I want to provide full transparency. During those years, and even still, elite Masters athletes ages 35 to 39 make a little bit more. They make $25,000 for first, $10,000 for second, and $5,000 for third place. Now, I'm not sure that Rich Froning, Scott Panchak, these guys that are moving into the Masters category, who are used to getting paid huge dollars for competing, even if they don't get first place, I'm not sure if they're really incentivized to try to compete in this category with a $25,000 prize for first place. But that's up to them. I'm just not sure the incentive is here for them. In 2021, CrossFit increased the payouts. It was a huge announcement, really cool. Noble, a new sponsor for the CrossFit Games, has given more money for the prize pool, so elite individuals make $310,000 for first place, $120,000 for second place, and $80,000 for third place. Elite Masters and teenagers, $10,000, $5,000, $3,000. In 2022, the most recent CrossFit Games, Elite Masters stay the same. Let's take a look at the Elite Individual, which had the same prize purse, but this time I broke it down into the top 40 spots at the CrossFit Games. If you got dead last at the CrossFit Games, you got $2,250, which is just barely below the third place prize in all of the Masters categories. So, first, $310,000, second, $120,000. If you got 10th place as an individual competitor, you got the same as the first place prize for the Masters 35-year-old category. And we have to go all the way down to 18th place in the elite individual category for you to get paid the same amount as first place in the elite Masters category. So I wanted to share what I personally took in as a Masters athlete that won Wodapalooza, the Games, Legends Championship, Lazellos Games, and had some sponsorships last year. Let's dig into it. In 2022, I won $1,000 for winning first place at Wodapalooza that year. Second place prize was $0. Now, good for Wodapalooza. This year in 2023, I just won Wodapalooza, and they did double the prize amount to $2,000 for first place. Still nothing for second place. Okay, there's $1,000. I won the CrossFit Games this summer, $10,000 from CrossFit, and Reebok also pays out a bonus even to Masters athletes who win specific events. I had 5 event wins. They pay $1,200 per event win if you're wearing Reebok shoes. However, one of my wins was in the pool. If I would have known this rule, I would have just worn shoes in the pool, but I get paid for 4 event wins from Reebok for wearing their shoes. So that's worth $4,800. And I won $1,500 for the Legends Championship in December. That's a total of $18,300 in winnings from CrossFit in 2022. I did bring in about $7,700 from sponsors and affiliates. So I had a couple of my registrations paid for by sponsors. I have some sponsors on this channel. And also when people buy some of the products that I mention on this channel, as well as my Instagram feed, there are some affiliate fees that come in for that. So that is what came in as a CrossFit athlete last year for me. And I just want to be super clear. I'm not complaining about the prize money. I would do this for free. I love this sport. I love competition. I love being out there. It is an absolute afterthought and a really neat thing when I realize, I just made $10,000 this weekend. That's really cool. Or I just made $2,000 at Wodapalooza. Those are really nice little bonuses, and I really appreciate that. So the question is, why is there such a big discrepancy? And I believe that the primary answer is the fact that Masters athletes aren't a focus of the sport of CrossFit. I'm talking sponsors, media, and worst of all, CrossFit itself, who focus 95, 98, 99% of their energy on the under 35 elite athletes. Because that's how it's always been, and that's what they think the people want. But is that really what the people want? I'm not 100% convinced. The obvious problem is that there's not enough butts in seats watching Masters athletes. Butts in seats will definitely help increased prize money, increased sponsorship, and all of that with Masters athletes. So it really comes down to a chicken or the egg situation. Which comes first here? And here's what we need. We need superstars in the Masters category. And the reason that there's not any superstars in the Masters category is that the spotlight has not been focused on a handful of Masters athletes to create stardom, right? So here's the thing. Elite athletes don't have the same motivational effect. Don't get me wrong. I love to watch them. I love to watch Guy throw up a nearly 400-pound clean and jerk. That's really exciting stuff at Wodapalooza. But does Guy, or does Brooke Wells, or Justin Medeiros inspire a large bulk of the population to get off the couch, get off the scale, and get healthy and fit? And I can't tell you how many people I've heard from that say that I inspired them to start something new in their life, like CrossFit, because of my story. And I'm just one guy who has a small sliver of access to people. And there are dozens and dozens of Masters athletes at the games every year who weren't elite athletes their entire life. A lot of them have stories similar to mine. I guess what I'm saying is that I'm not special. CrossFit could choose to feature or highlight or spotlight me or a number of Masters athletes that have a similar story and use that message to inspire hundreds of thousands of people. The idea behind CrossFit is that CrossFit can change your life at whatever age, but the focus and the stuff that goes on Instagram and the stuff that they promote is all geared towards this sliver of young individual athletes. Now let's get spicy or even just a little bit dirty with this, okay? As Masters athletes, our money is good enough for CrossFit to take. We paid for the majority of the CrossFit Open. We pay again to be a part of quarterfinals. We pay again to be part of semifinals. We pay to enter the CrossFit Games. We pay just as much as the other competitors at Wodapalooza or these other major events, and yet those individual athletes, while they may pay that $400 entry, may earn $75,000. But we pay $400 to maybe win $2,000 or nothing. We, as Masters athletes, spend all the money on gear, on clothes, on shoes, and we outfit our entire family with that stuff. We are spending multiple times the amount of money as that younger demographic. We open CrossFit gyms and we run CrossFit gyms, which feed money to the overall CrossFit machine. We're the ones that do the majority of that. So we spend all the money, and we don't get that respect. CrossFit can make a star out of anyone they put the spotlight on. Right now, their spotlight is right there, and so can major sponsors. If one or many of them would step out in a big way and put a picture of a Masters athlete front and center in what they do, the followers would explode. People would come to watch the Masters because they know them, they see them, they want to come and watch famous people do things. I'm a really small case study in this specific fact. This 47-year-old Masters athlete, have people travel to come watch me compete at Wodapalooza, to come watch me compete at the Legends Championship, and even to go to Madison and watch me compete at the CrossFit Games. They pay for a ticket, they buy the gear, and they come and watch me. How much money have I generated for CrossFit and the related brands specifically because of my story? And how much more could they make if they turned on the spotlight instead of just me broadcasting from the back of my RV here? This isn't just about the prize money. It's about leveraging the stories of the amazing Masters athletes that are out there in the field right now. 19-year-olds are not looking for inspiration to get fit, but there are hundreds of thousands of 38-year-old dads and moms that are sitting on the couch needing that single spark to get them to take action on their fitness journey. And Masters athletes like me and like the others that I compete with create that spark when our story comes across their screen. We need CrossFit and some big brands to take a chance, turn on the spotlight, and make some Masters athletes famous. I guarantee butts will fill the seats. And what are your thoughts and opinions? I'd love to see them in the comments. And share this video with someone who needs to hear it. See you next time.